All right. Looks like we're getting close to time. Can you guys hear my voice okay?
Yeah.
Great. Happy to see there's so many people who showed up this time. That's pretty great. I don't really have anything to discuss. I'm just using this time for whatever questions you guys have. So if anybody wants to just jump on in and ask a question. So it looks like the next thing to do is just the exam, which is in, I think it's due in about 4 days here. And then the next assignment's not due for a couple of weeks. So do you guys have questions about what's coming up or past stuff?
Hey, Dr. Hodge, this is Sabrina. I had a question with the exam because I know in the last homework session you had said it was like open book, open note, open internet even. And I guess like when I went to like the exam and looked at like what it said at the beginning, it says to use your notes. So I just want to make sure that's okay.
Yeah.
And then if we're in lockdown, can we still get to the internet and then go back to the test if we need to?
I don't know about the internet part, but you can use any notes and books that you have. The whole point of the lockdown was just to do the room scan to make sure you're doing it on your own and not with a group of people.
Okay.
Yeah, so notes are fine. I don't know about the internet part. I don't know what the lockdown will do with that.
And then one of your topics on it was the linear regression. And I know like we did a lot of that with Excel, like plugging in formulas and things. Are we trying to like concentrate more on simple linear regression and like what that is, or actually like interpreting values like coefficient, p-values, multiple linear regressions, things like that?
I mean, the goal of the homework was that hopefully you did learn some of that, but that will not be what's on the exam. It's going to be a lot more high level. Like what, why do we use linear regression? What does it tell us? What does it not tell us? It's just gonna be more narrative than it will be like formulas or Excel. So it's just understanding the concepts more than anything on this exam. There's only 4 questions and each of the questions are that way. It's not, memorizing formulas or doing Excel. It's just making sure you understand like what regression does and why we need it or what it can't do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the surveys and study design?
That will be on the exam. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I saw it was going to be on the exam, but you had said last time to focus on a specific case study, and I couldn't find that. I didn't know all of the readings from module 5 that you wanted us to focus on, or
I don't remember a specific case study talking about, but it's more understanding what a good survey and study design looks like and what a bad survey and study design looks like, and then being able to discuss, I guess, that.
Okay, so basically just describe the difference between a good and bad one.
Yeah, we're not trying to trip you up. It's just making sure it's just general understanding of the knowledge we're trying to impart here.
Okay.
Yeah. Has anybody started the exams or has taken it yet? I haven't even looked. Just curious if anybody's had any issues.
No, I was waiting for this.
Okay. Sounds like that's what most people want to talk about. Is there more questions about the exam you guys want to know?
Yeah, so are the questions like essay questions?
Yeah.
I know that like, yeah, they are.
They are.
Okay.
So what direction, I mean, I guess since you haven't looked at it, it'd be a little difficult, but like, are we need to focus on our reading? Do we need to focus on, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
no,
so
it's-
much that we could
hang on.
go with.
I think I posted, yeah, right here. So there's an announcement on the study guide. And again, it's just descriptive. So as long as you can explain these things like to a fifth grader,
Yeah,
then that's basically all we're looking for. There'll be a couple things. Again, it's not meant to trip you up. It's just, do you understand what like these basic descriptive statistics are? Yeah, this is all we said about survey. What are bad survey questions and good ones? And then, yeah, just if you can explain these to like a kid, like an eighth grader, then you'd probably be fine on the test. And again, it's just narrative. It's not Excel. It's not formulas. It's just concept.
I was
Okay.
just curious on the bad survey questions, like, I mean, I don't know if that's like, should we study like examples of what bad survey questions are or what not to ask on a survey, things like that, or
Yeah, let's see what we got here. I think there was a section on that in this module. I think it's one of these. I don't want to click through all of these with everybody here, but I think it might have been this Jacobson one.
okay.
But it talks about what's some good and bad things about surveys. It's not really loading, but if you just read through those, you'll be fine.
oh yeah, it talks about like different values and stuff that you should use and
Yeah, so as long as you just read through these, they're not very long. They're just a few pages. Well, I guess this one's 17. That's quite a bit, but as long as you've read through this, I think you'll be just fine.
And these readings will give us examples of the bad survey questions.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
These readings will give us examples of the
Yeah.
bad survey questions.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So I had a question about how earlier you said like we could use the internet, but like Lockdown Browser doesn't let us use the internet. I was wondering if we would be able to use like a different laptop for the internet, if that's allowed or not.
I have no problem with it. Again, we're just trying to make sure you're doing the work on your own and not in a group. So if you have notes or your book or whatever, you're welcome to use those. And I'm not sure how Lockdown Browser works. If you're saying it won't let you use the internet, and if you can find a way around that, that's fine. Just, to make sure,
yeah.
just as long as you're doing the work yourself.
It disables your computer.
But we'll still be able, even with having the exam open, if we use something else, we'll still be able to pull up these readings, correct? On a different device.
On a different device, I guess. Yeah. Again, I don't really take these tests. So I'm not sure how it locks down your computer. You guys would know better than me.
Yeah, we would either have to like use our phone or use another device of some sort. Just as long, because you can see us if you rewatch our
Yeah, that's the whole point.
exams.
Just so we can
You
see
can
you
see
on
us
your
like
own.
sitting here reading our phone.
Mhm.
As long as, I guess the idea is as long as we're not like texting or like FaceTiming people like, hey, what are you putting on here?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess that's the idea.
You got it.
Okay. Okay, well that's nice.
Yeah, I'm able to pull up like the readings and stuff on my phone. So as long as that's good, then
Mhm.
we can refer to that in the exam.
For sure.
Yeah, or you can just print it out.
Yeah, or print it either way.
Yeah, print it. Mhm.
Okay. Well, that
That
makes
makes you-
me feel less like I'm gonna throw up during my exam.
Oh, good. Yeah, I would not worry. It's going to be very simple, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're probably putting in as much thought, well, at least for me, I'll speak for myself. I'm putting as much thought into this exam as I had to try to learn Excel, and that was a lot. So
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, you're learning, so that's what we're here for.
no. Well, and I will say, Dr. Hodge, just on my note, oh, it's Casey. I don't know if you can see that, but I resubmitted that stuff that I completely screwed up.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll go back and
Okay.
regrade. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask about that too. If you noticed, if we had to like let you know that we resubmitted an assignment.
It doesn't hurt if you're worried that I might miss it, but it does alert me. I usually on the regrades though, I'm a little slower to get to those. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it does alert me, and I do see that. Yeah. Yeah, feel free to resubmit anything you guys want to get a better grade. It's not a big deal.
I was gonna say too, just like, I don't know if you're gonna be teaching this in the future. After I worked with you and then I went back also, I think it's module 1. I rewatched the chart Excel tutorial.
Okay.
It all kind of clicked. I was like, oh, there's a really great video that the
It-
first 3 times I watched it, it didn't help. But after you explained it, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, good. Glad it clicked.
Dr. Hodge, good afternoon. This is Soriana. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hi. So, as you know, I didn't do that well on assignment 2, and I was wondering if you could go through those questions because I did see the answer key, but I really wanted to know how you got to those answers because,
Sure.
I mean,
Oh man, watch last week's homework too.
Yeah, happy to
Homework
do that.
group.
thank you.
Let me pull up the answer. Somebody asked if I'm teaching this next term. I don't think I am. Jessica Ryan is the owner of this course, and I'm only filling in because there's so many people who wanted it. We had to have a couple of sections this time, which is abnormal. So she's usually the teacher of this.
Aren't you teaching a different class though? I thought.
Not this one, but I teach a lot of other classes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I thought I had seen you as a teacher that I'm taking again.
Yeah.
Potentially this summer.
Oh yeah, because we started doing our next shoot. They want me to do summer and fall signups already.
Okay, so let's look at assignment 2. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we got the raw data here on this first sheet, which is what you would get right here. You could just download that. That's the raw data. And then it wants us to answer these handful of questions here. And a lot of it just comes down to how do you interpret it? Because I got a lot of questions from students with, the ands or the ors. Are we looking for people like who are older than 65 and they exercise 2 or 3 times a week? Or are we looking for people who are 65 or who exercise 2 to 3 times a week? So I think that's where a lot of the confusion came in, was how people were interpreting that. But I'll go through and show you how I did it and the answers I got. And then
Thank you.
you can tell me where you disagreed with here. So the first one, people over 65, should be pretty easy. So let's column here, column C, which is age. Trying to see where we got the answers at. Just so I'm trying to duplicate my effort here. So number 1 here. Okay, so yeah, so we're looking for people over 65, so column C. Looks like the answer is going to be 32, and to get that, we would just do some sort of if condition. So we're looking for if, and we're going to go to column C. So what we're looking for here is what is it we're testing for. That's this logical test. I hope you can see that. And then what we're going to do if the value is true, and what we're going to do if the value is false. So we can do this a few different ways. We can do this if statement, or we can do a count if right here. So we can do count if, and it's going to be a similar thing where this is just going to produce us a number. So we give it the range. We'd say all the C range, and then what we're looking for, greater than equal to 65. This would just give us the raw number of 32. Or if we did the other way that I was showing you the ifs, it would give us a whole column. And I'll show you both ways just in case that one of those makes sense to you. So we'll do the if. I started with the if is first. So if greater than or equal to 65, we put that in parentheses. And if it's true, we'll put out a 1. If it's a false, we'll do a 0. Oops, I need to point to the, hang on. I got to point to the cell I'm interested in. Okay. So I just wrote this statement here saying if C3, which is this cell right here, the age, is greater than or equal to 65, we're going to put a number 1 in there. Otherwise, we're going to put a number 0. And then I can just repeat this for all of them by clicking this little corner here and dragging it down, and it'll adjust all the cell numbers that we need. So now you can see some of them are 1, some are 0 in the cases that meet our condition. And so all we'd have to do is find out how many of those are 1s. Because those are the ones who meet our condition. Okay, so we have 9 people here who are over 65. So we could do that. So let's say 65 or older. And then the other part of the question was who exercise 2 to 3 times per week. Get rid of that. Where's the exercise? It's like column G. So it looks like this is coded data. I don't remember. Let me go look. I'm not sure if I'm looking for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, or if a different number means something. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. So 2 to 3 times a week is just a number 4, it looks like. So I'm looking for 4 and 5.
I'm sorry. So the question reads at least 2 to 3 times per week.
Mhm.
So you're doing 4 and 5, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go do that really quick. And we can do the same thing that we just did. Just insert a column. We'll just say if that is equal to 2. No, wait, it was 4. If the value is 4, we'll do 1, otherwise do a 0. And then the same thing, but for the 5. And then I can just drag this down and it'll fill it in for us. And then we'll just do the sum of all those. And again, there's about 15 different ways you could do this. This is just the way I'm doing off the top of my head.
Gosh, I definitely didn't do it this way.
So it looks like we have 27 in total who do exercise 4 or 5 times, right? Because those are the 4s, those are the 5s. Combine them together, we got 27. And then we can just do 27 plus 9 is 36. Is that the right answer? Let's see.
I don't know,
No.
because on my email, on one of the emails that we had, I think you said 32.
Oh, you're right. Let's go see what we're doing wrong. Oh, see, that's where I'm doing. So that's where I think where there's some issue, because I'm doing ors and I'm not doing ands. So I'm saying, are you older, or do you exercise 4 times, or do you exercise 5 times? And what we want to do is, are all of these things true? I think is what it comes down to. Is how she got the 32. So let's find out here. So we only want to count the ones where these are all, where they're also 65. So to do that, we can get a little bit more complicated. We can do the count or the ifs. Let's try that. Just insert a new column. Actually, hang on. Yeah. Start a new column. So the same thing. So if this greater than or equal to 65, one, and then exercise. If that, what was it, 4? Oh man, I don't know if I got this right or not. Grr. Let's try something else. I know this one. So we're gonna do. We're going 4. Okay. So I switched. I was doing the ifs before, which is a column thing. Let me move this down.
Is there
No.
any way that you can make the formula a little bigger so I can?
I don't know about that. Let me finish this, then I'll try to make it bigger.
You can go to view options at the top of your screen and you can zoom in and it makes it a lot bigger, what he's doing and easier to read.
Same view right here.
No, I was just saying on like your Zoom screen, like it says you are viewing Chad Hodges' screen, view options, and you can zoom your screen to get like bigger of what you're doing.
Okay. I zoomed in my numbers, but that's not the formula. So now we did get 32, and I can show you how we did that. Again, there's so many different ways that you can tackle these issues. Looks like the first one I did was probably what a lot of you did with the 36. So I was doing the ORs. I was saying, are you 65 or older? Here's the number. And you exercise 2 or 3 times a week. Here's that number. And those are ORs. And we got 36. It wasn't saying, do you exercise 2 to 3 times a week and you're 65. And so I wasn't, I guess, addressing the specific question that was posed there. So to do it, I used a different way. So instead of doing these columns where I put a 0 or 1 and tallied them with the ifs, I switched to something called a count if, or count ifs, which is the IFS, lets you do multiple conditions together, and it does like an and. And so I'm saying, look at this range of data, and if you're greater than or 65, and then look at this range of data, and if you're equal to 4. So if both of those things are true, count those. So I did that for the 4. I also did it for the 5. I added them together. I guess I could have put them all together in one big formula. Again, there's just 1,000 ways to do this. Here, I'll do one big one. Oops. Hang on.
Oh.
Copy that. I'm missing something here. Not sure what I did wrong there. Maybe not. But anyways, you can see that we did get the 32 here. I don't know if that addressed your specific issue that you had. Does that make sense? Or does anybody in the class have a different question or thought about that?
So
I
I
just-
had missed that one.
Go ahead.
I had missed that one because of the wording of the question. It says over 65, so I didn't include 65 in when I did over
Oh,
65. So I
so-
did 66 and up. So I was a little
And that-
short, and that's why I missed that one.
Okay. That seems legitimate. I can understand that.
It should be greater than 65.
Let's see. Let's see what the wording
So I'm
is.
not the only one who did it that way then.
Yeah. Well, I got the answer key from, like I said, Jessica Ryan. So that's what I was using to mark the answers right or wrong. So maybe we could do better on wording the question. Yeah, because it does say over the age of 65.
Yeah, so I didn't include 65.
Yeah,
when
so I
was
can
out.
see that. So you probably got, let's see.
Did you get 30?
So you got greater than 65, greater than, so 30. Yep.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so that's what I got.
Okay. So it sounds like, again, I think you guys are on the right track. It's just how we're parsing the wording for the questions. Yeah.
So if we got 30, because it was over 65, shouldn't that be right, Dr. Hodge?
I'm not sure how to answer that. I'm just using the answer key from Dr. Ryan. We'll reword that, but yeah, I'm not sure how to
I
go
had-
back.
I had to go back in because I had gotten like 18 and I hadn't added in greater than or equal to 65 and greater than or equal to 4.
Okay.
And once I did that, it bumped up to 32. So I think that's how
Yeah.
it went.
I think that's probably the issue with most of the questions that people got wrong, was just how we're parsing the words here.
It was really confusing with the wording. I mean, the ors really threw me off. Question 6 was one that I had wanted to see if you could review, because that one was a lot of ors and I don't know. Somehow I didn't get it.
Yeah. So number 6 builds on number 5. So you had to have done number 5 properly.
Right. And I got question 5 right.
Okay.
It was question 6 with all I did countifs plus countifs and didn't come up with the same answer.
So she says it's 10. What did you get?
56.
Cool.
Not close. So like I did a countifs with the G row that was equal to 2 plus countifs, and then I did the G row with 1 with the H row with greater or equal to 225. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Let me go look at the question specifically. Neither optimistic nor pessimistic or pessimistic. Is there a key? There's got to be a key. Okay, so she says, sorry, neither optimistic nor pessimistic. Okay, so that's a number 2. And then, or pessimistic. So it's just the 1 and the 2. Okay. Yeah, so it should be something like what we just did on this last one with the 65 or whatever, but we're looking for a 1 and a 2, and the weight, was it greater than 225? Yeah, greater than 225.
Or pessimistic about their future health and at least 225.
Oh, I see how you did it.
Yeah, so it gave you a lot of
Yeah.
factors.
So it sounds like you know how to write the formulas and how to produce a result, which is the main thing we're looking for. It's just how the question wording is being parsed. Feel free, if any of you on this call think, I mean, ideally you can just, change it to get the right answer and resubmit it and I'll regrade it. Or you can just shoot me an email and I'll go back and look at your individual thing and see what specific things you were doing. When I graded, I just matched her answer key against whatever the students produced. And if it didn't match, I just marked it wrong. But maybe it needs to be a little bit more holistic and looking like, yeah, you're on the right track. You're using the formulas, you're getting numbers, and that's maybe what's more important than getting a 32 instead of a 36. Yeah, so shoot me an email if you want, or you can correct your assignment to match these numbers. You can see them right here, the answers, and then shoot it back to me and I'll regrade it that way. Either way, it's fine.
Okay. I was able to correct 1. I found my mistake there, but 6, I'm just going to shoot to you because I've tried and played around with it and I can't get to the number she got to.
Okay. I think number 5 was pretty involved. So if anybody got number 5, I'd be pretty impressed, I guess. That's a big one.
I did.
You say you did or did not?
I did.
Ah, nice.
I had the same case. I had number 5 right, but number 6 wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot me an email. I'll be happy to review it.
Now, Dr. Shad, I'm sorry. Professor Hutch, I'm so sorry. So if we send you an email today, I mean, are you only checking your email on Tuesday? How does it work? It's just that
Tuesday, I do Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other Sunday. This is when I usually check emails.
So if we want to review our work individually with you, when will be a good time to do that?
I think these meetings right here would be a good time, unless you don't feel comfortable doing it in front of the class, and we can set up a one-on-one time. But that's what this time is meant for, is for us just to review questions and homework.
Well, it's just I feel that I mean I'm trying, but I was like the first question, like I said, I got 30 because the way the question
Uh-huh.
was written.
Uh-huh.
But I was not doing the formula like that. I copied the 2 columns on another sheet. I filtered them,
Uh-huh.
and that's how I got my answer. I didn't do that whole formula there. So I'm afraid that maybe I'm not going to the right track.
You definitely want to be using some formulas. I mean, this works on 300 rows of data, but what are you going to do when it's 12,000 rows of data? It's not very scalable, and that's what the formulas are meant to do. And that's kind of what we're trying to impart, I guess, is how to work with a lot of data quickly. Yeah. And there's only a handful of things you'll need to know, like the count ifs and the ifs, and then, the descriptive statistics like mean, median, node, some of the very basic things that we've talked about in the modules. And if you have questions about how to use those formulas or what those formulas are, then yeah, feel free to shoot me an email and I can make up a list of those, if that would be helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. There's another student who's not using Excel at all. He's got skills in like Stata, which is a different statistics package, and he's using that to turn in his homework. And that's perfectly fine. But again, he's using, formulas and programming and math to do the answers rather than what you described, which was filtering the data and counting. What else? Anybody else?
Do you think you could go over or give us an example of number 7 on assignment 2? Because it was just, I don't know if I was overwhelmed or tired after answering all the questions or what, but just figuring out like a good interpretation, like with such a wide genre of options, was a lot.
Let me go through. I stopped sharing so I can go through in private. I'm going to go find one of your classmates' answers and show you what they did. See if I found the right one. Nope.
Dr. Hodge, I have 7 pulled up if you want to see it. If she wants to see mine, you keep giving me a credit as for it being correct.
Yeah, hang on just one second. If I don't get this one right here, we'll do that. And again, there's not like one right answer. It's just showing that you've understood the data and you're trying to visualize it. Hang on. Are you able to share your screen? Do you need permissions or can you just do it? Who was that just spoke, that was willing to share their screen?
All right, that was me. Trying to see if I can do it. It's telling me to look at my system preferences real quick. I don't normally use Zoom. I'm on like a Google Meets platform. So 1 second. Human privacy. Should be.
Or I can pull up yours really quick. Okay, here, I got yours. I just pulled it open. Let me share my screen back.
Okay.
Just trying to keep people's grades private. I didn't want to show everybody. Okay. Share. Share. There you go. Was this what you were going to show?
Yep.
Yeah. So again, the question was, I don't even remember now, something about showing education and BMI or education and gender. And again, I got a ton. I think every student submitted something slightly different because they interpreted it differently. And it's not that there's a right or wrong answer. It's that, can you put disparate data together and show some sort of correlation or relationship? And this is how you chose to do that. And I thought it was perfectly legitimate here. So it looks like by gender and education level and BMI all together here. So I don't know if you can infer any relationships or not. I don't even remember what education levels 1, 2, and 3 mean. Maybe it's like high school, college, and grad school. I don't remember. But it looks like maybe the males overtake the women at whatever level 2 is. I don't know. Does anybody have a different opinion or want me to show theirs? No. Okay. Trying to find the actual wording. Okay, so find a way to display education level on BMI. Yeah. This looks like you use gender also. Yep. And again, just looking for creativity. And again, I think everybody did something slightly different. Some people did like scatter plots. Somebody did a linear regression. So somebody did averages. So rather than plotting each data point, they just did the averages of, I think like, what was it, BMI or, yeah, BMI, and plotted it that way. So again, not a right or wrong answer, just as long as you can produce something that shows that you can make this different data work together. Did that answer your question, whoever asked that?
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions from the group? I was looking at the announcements here, and we got, I think next week we're not meeting. Yeah, we're skipping next week. So looks like the next time we'll do this is April 7th. So if you have anything that comes up before April 7th, shoot me an email and we can maybe set up a one-on-one or something.
Dr. Hodge, I'm sorry, going back to assignment number 2, question 2. Could you show that one as well? I'm sorry.
Okay. What percentage of the population has a university education or are under 30? So the official answer is going to be 150 people, or about 48%. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So then how do we get to that is the question. So let me clear out what we've done. I forgot the question already. What was it? University education or under 30. Okay. So the under 30 one's going to be easy. We've done that before. Less than 30. Oops. So we got 56. Is that right? Seems like a lot. Under 30. Yeah, less than 30. Okay. And then a university education, which is, doesn't make sense. 3 on education. Okay. So then this column, anything that's a 3. like a higher number than we were seeing. So this gives me 164. What was the answer?
150.
50. Is this what you got also?
Let me.
This might be one of those where we need to combine the conditions again.
Let me see.
But just reading it, that's how I would have done it. Because it's saying or very clearly.
I'm trying to exit full screen.
And then whatever number we get, we would just want to figure out what percentage of the population it is. And so we know we got that number. We know there's 310. Is that right? So 52% roughly. But this number's not right. We're thinking. So let's try this other way.
So what I did, yeah, but this is wrong. I did the percent of people having a university education, and then the percent of people under the age of 30. So I got 35 for university education, 35%, and 18% for under 30.
So that's not right either, because now I got only 14 people who have both under 30 and a university education. So I must be reading something wrong here. So have a university education and are under 30. Let me go back and look at this data key. Yeah, it's pretty clear, right? Just 3. And are under 30. Make sure I'm using the right columns. Yep. Age, education. What number did you come up with? Did you get 164?
No, I did the percentages. I don't have the number here, but I did the percentages separated. So
Oh,
I
and
got,
what,
I think,
what percentage did you get?
give me 1 second. Let me pick the number.
Yeah, so this is everybody in that who is under 30.
So I did 30. I had 35% for university education and 18% for under the age of 30.
Okay, let's see. So I got 34.8%, which you said 35, so that's about the same
Yeah.
thing. And that divided by 310. And then 18 for the other one, is that what you said?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah. So it looks like you're getting the same numbers that I did. And I'm just not sure how she got those other numbers.
What number are you working on again?
Number 2. Yeah. What did you guys put for number 2?
Oh, yeah, I missed this one too.
So for that one, I used COUNTIFs again.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. I think I had to do, it was really difficult. So I did COUNTIFs with the D row that was equal to 3, and then I did plus a COUNTIFs with the C row that was less than 30, and then I did minus the COUNTIFs with the D row equal to 3 and the C row less than 30, and then divided that by 310.
And you got the right number?
48%.
Okay. Sorry, can you say that formula you did again?
Yep. So I'm just trying, I'll try and do the screen share again because it's a lot.
Okay, hang on. Let me
It's a
stop sharing.
long formula.
There you go.
Hold on, let me get out of this. I think I can do it now.
There it goes.
Can
Yeah.
you see it? Okay. So can you see my formula?
Oh, yep.
Okay. It was really long.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. On my formulas, I'm using the equal 3, and you just have the number 3. I'm going to go check and see if that made any difference.
I can stop sharing now. That was-
Oh no, let me write it down, please.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
No, that didn't change anything for me. I got the same thing. Let me go see.
Where was
Sorry, what's column D? I can't see your D column.
Sorry, I'll go back. It's been a minute since I've done the assignment. The education.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And then go back to your formula. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. There.
So education is 3 plus, I assume that's age less than 30.
Mm.
And then you're minusing. So I get why you're adding those together. I'm not sure why you're, because it looks like you're minusing the exact same things, right? You're doing the D.
Because I have to go back to the question and look, the way that it was worded, you had to minus it to, let me see. Sorry, I'm in like surveys and study design right now. Assignment 2. What it was asking. Because it said have a university education or are under the age of 30. So you had to minus the people that had a university education and were under the age of 30 together. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like people who were under the age of 30 and had a university education had to be subtracted from that equation for you, so they wouldn't be included.
Interesting. Okay. Well, good job. Were you able to copy down her formula? Whoever asked that question?
I was almost finished and then
Can you jump back to it for her real
Yep,
quick?
I'm trying to get back to it now. Sorry, I have like a million things pulled up. Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
Teamwork. Okay. Are there other questions from the group?
Stop that now.
If you don't have any questions, you can drop off or we can be done. And again, we're not meeting next Wednesday, so it'll be the 7th. So if you have any questions, just shoot an email before then.
Thank you, Dr. Hodge.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too.